Jim Cramer goes ahead and speaks on cryptocurrency, letting it out of his squawk box. The Ethereum naming service sees a nice little spike as a result of those low gas fees, at least so I think. And Bitcoin, no trading fees on Binance? They're doing something that few other exchanges are willing to do. We'll discuss that and more right here today on Pour Over Finance. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Pour Over Finance. I am Aaron, and we're going to do what we do as normally. But before we get into what we do, I'd like to ask you guys, as usual, to please do us the favor, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel so you get more of this. The notification bell will give you notifications of when we're uploading content. And if you enjoy these videos, give us a like. It helps with the algorithm, gets our content out there, gets more people to be aware. A lot of people probably want this information. We take all of this news and we just bring it into one place and feed it back to you with our own opinion. So that helps us out. So please go ahead and do so. But that aside, I would like to get into some of the items that we have in front of us today. And the first item of all of those I'd like to jump into is what's going on with our old buddy Jim Cramer. He's opening his squawk box and letting us know that he thinks that Bitcoin has no value and crypto is going to zero. Meanwhile, he said different just a few months ago. In any case, this article, and again, these articles, I will put it in the description below so that you can read and get a little bit more information if you decide to delve more into it. But it says, the bottom is in. CNBC's Jim Cramer says crypto has no real value. So the reason why it's even saying that the bottom is in is when you start seeing figures in finance and just in general. There was a few weeks ago, Bitcoin is dead was the #1 search result, and I guess it was at its peak on Google. When things like that start happening, you know that crypto and Bitcoin is in its full fear mode. And when it's at full fear, that's usually when it signals that we're at the bottom. And that's the perfect time when people like myself should be coming in and buy so that when it bounces back, we can earn. In any case, it says there's no real value in crypto. Mad Money host Jim Cramer has changed his sentiment on crypto again, predicting the total market cap will tank below 1 trillion as there is no real value there. Is he right? Does crypto have no real value? I mean, you let us know. But we'll go ahead and we'll move on down here and just look at just a little bit more of the article here. It says some in the crypto community believe that the market bottom may now be in after Cramer said what he said. So let's jump over to the Twitter page for Squawk Box and listen to our old buddy Jim Cramer open up his Squawk Box. A lot of people take this guy's opinions and his investment advice very seriously. So when you hear him saying things like this about cryptocurrency, it's possible that we are looking at the absolute bottom. Personally, I am waiting for those dates that I talked about in my last video here in July. And if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. But I think those videos are going to signal the real bottom for us. But it goes on to say crypto really does. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just listen to him just open his squawk box and hear what he has to say.
And we're in crypto, and crypto really does seem to be imploding. But it goes from 3 trillion to 1 trillion. Why should it stop at 1 trillion? There's no real value there. NFTs. I mean, you look at these companies. There's these companies that you never heard of, and they blew up over the weekend. And you just say to yourself, "Holy cow! There's $600 million just going down the drain." And we had Gary Gensler, the chairman, on a few weeks ago, and he just said, "Look, anybody who has a come-hither rate of investment, you just, in other words, the rate that you earn, you can kind of forget about it." And that's what's happening.
All right,
how
Jim.
many places can Sam Bankman-Fried save? Melissa, how many can he save?
We had 13.9 was what Katie Stockton's next.
You know what? I don't disagree with him on a couple of things. He said, I mean, it goes on to say here, it says, what an awful asset. NFTs sold to you, made up. I agree about NFTs. Personally, I don't think that there's any real value in NFTs, but There are people who've made quite a bit of money on NFTs, and there are a lot of projects that are still coming out, and there's projects that are even starting to show utility. Go look up Doodle. They have their own thing going on over there. So some NFTs do have something. Personally, I have to take a wait and see approach. I'm not really there with NFTs yet, but he says crypto is an awful asset class. Another thing I do agree with him is he said Sam Bankman-Fried. How many of these companies can he bail out? And I agree with that, because if you're paying attention to what's going on with all the different companies that are taking loans from FTX, and now FTX pretty much bailing out BlockFi by optioning to buy this company, where is Sam Bankman-Fried getting all of this money? How come his own exchange doesn't need this money to reinvest into other areas? But I agree with that. But what's also interesting, listen to Cramer. This tweet is from April. Listen to Cramer just 3 to 4 months ago? Just listen to what he has to say.
Now, this just is like, we're talking money, so it's okay to say, hey, listen, made money. But I think Ethereum is terrific. I'm a believer, and I think that you could easily get 35, 40%. Now, this just is like...
I think you could easily get 35, 40%. Meanwhile, if you go take a look at Ethereum has done nothing but plummeted since then. I'm not saying that he triggered that, but Ethereum has gone from an all-time high of approximately 4,600, if I'm not mistaken, to at its low, it was around $1,000. So again, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I think it's too much of a volatile asset class. I don't think that anyone who claims to know anything really does know what's going to happen. Things happen on a whim. They happen on a regular basis. And you kind of just have to go with your own level of risk tolerance to decide what you want to do. Listening to guys like him really isn't going to help you, because crypto is it's too much of an unpredictable, volatile asset class. We've seen it go from at high almost $70,000 to currently trading around $19,000 to $20,000. So what Cramer has to say really has no bearance on the market, but people are saying that this is the bottom if we're hearing guys like this saying this kind of thing. Now, going into our next article, which jumps right off of the whole Ethereum thing here, is the fact that the Ethereum naming service, its registrations have surged by 200% amid the lower gas fees. I was saying this I believe it was on yesterday's video. If you have transactions that you need to take care of that have been just kind of sitting in the wind for you, now is the time to jump on it, because Ethereum gas fees are at their lowest. ENS domain registrations went from 11,042 to 29,727 as domain 000.eth was bought for 300 ETH. Trading at approximately $1,000, we're talking over $300,000 that was paid for a .eth domain name. If you have any need for a domain name with the .eth extension, now would be the time if you are interested in that. Personally, I'm not. But if you are, now would be the time, because these transactions are at their lowest possible. Ethereum domains showed an increase in demand as Ethereum naming service, ENS, kind of like DNS, but ENS, totaled 126,141 registrations in just 1 week. The surge in demand for ENS domains have also happened as Ethereum gas fees fell to $1.57, a number that has not been seen since 2020. I'm telling you guys, there's a number of things I needed to do, like move my crypto off of exchanges. I had some other cryptos that I've been interested in that I wanted to continue the dollar cost average into, and I've been taking advantage of it. Now is the absolute time to go in and do this, because the Ethereum blockchain is seeing its lowest amount of transactions at this time, and as a result, gas fees are low, and you can take advantage of that. So go ahead and look into it. That way, when the Ethereum network starts to spike and those gas fees go high, you've already done what you needed to do, All right, so moving into our next article here, it says that the ProShares Bitcoin Short ETF grows over 300% in 1 week. BT BITI now holds net short exposure equivalent to 3,811 BTC, up from just 937 on June 27th. Now, article goes on to say the ProShares Bitcoin short ETF BITI grew by 306%. So what this does is its performance is it's inverse to the Bitcoin market. So what that means is anytime Bitcoin's price goes down, you pretty much get to short it and you make money by shorting Bitcoin. Anytime its price drops and you're pretty much shorting the price, you make money. So when others are losing money, you're making money. And this ETF has it's growing at quite a rapid rate as a result of that. As we know, we are in a bear market, so of course, shorting Bitcoin while you're in a bear market makes sense. This isn't going to work during a bull market. You would particularly lose money, and that is the reason why we currently have the lawsuit against the SEC. A spot-based Bitcoin ETF product backed by real Bitcoin has continually been rejected by the SEC. The regulator is now being sued by Grayscale for its unwillingness to apply equal treatment to spot and futures-based funds, both of which have been approved in several other countries. Other countries are well ahead of America when it comes to, well ahead of the United States of America when it comes to the entire cryptocurrency world. So they have their own spot and future-based funds that are available, but the United States SEC has not approved one. This is the reason why Grayscale is pretty much taking them to court and suing them, because just recently they had their own rejected by the SEC for various reasons. It'll be very interesting to see where that goes in the future, but I do think that it is a bit unfair that you are approving ETFs that allow you to short the price of Bitcoin, but not for the underlying asset when it grows. The way I say getting around that is, again, not financial advice, but I would just put my own investment into actual Bitcoin rather than paying and purchasing an ETF. But with an ETF, this is going to expose the market to so much more. Like, people would be able to invest their retirement funds into this, which that's another story for another day, but it opens up the market more, and, greater adoption means that we could see some real hard proof of growth in this market. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that and see where that goes. But that's where things stand at the moment. The ETF that is allowing you to short Bitcoin is doing really well. And then our final story of the day, I thought this was just super cool. Binance becomes the first exchange to cut trading fees. Binance is continuing to just surprise me, and I really need to be able to start using Binance. I wish they would commission for a New York bit license so that I can start trading on Binance, because I just like their business practices and their CEO is doing all the right things in my personal opinion. So I would like to use this exchange. Unfortunately, I cannot. But it goes on to say the world's biggest crypto exchange is celebrating its 5th anniversary by eliminating fees on all of its Bitcoin to fiat trading peers. What that basically means is anytime you buy Bitcoin, I'm not sure if they're allowing it with the selling, but with the buying of the Bitcoin, you don't pay their trading fees, which is a huge saving for anyone that's investing. Binance customers will soon be able to buy Bitcoin without paying exchange fees. In a Wednesday announcement, which is today, the world's biggest crypto exchange revealed that it would be removing trading fees for 13 Bitcoin to fiat trading peers. That is amazing news. Can we just say bravo and congratulations to Binance? 5 years in the business, still going strong, still hiring new employees. They're doing things like they just hired KB to start being one of the people that would explain how this whole crypto world works. And because he does things in a simple manner, he's going to be one of their figureheads that will be able to get that information. That's going to help with spreading the adoption of Bitcoin, just cryptocurrency in general. And like I said, they're hiring people at a time when all of these other exchanges are firing people and laying people off and pausing withdrawals. And now we see them reducing and removing fees outright when it comes to Bitcoin trading peers. I just like everything that this exchange is doing. These guys are really a good example of what I think would be awesome representation for cryptocurrency in the future. Between these guys, Binance, and between Binance, FTX, and to another degree, maybe Coinbase, we're seeing some exchanges actually doing right by people. But we'll have to see what the future of Binance holds. As of right now, I like what they're doing. In any case, guys, I do want to thank you and show my appreciation to you for sticking with us through this point of the video. Again, if you like what we're doing here, please go ahead and hit the like button on this video. Subscribe if you want more of our content. And again, to continue to receive this content and be notified of when we're uploading, go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified when that's happening. In either case, thank you guys. Thank you. Have yourselves an awesome day. Peace.